Thanks, Ruben. I think people are less averse to change at this point in time. The pace of change has definitely got faster, and I think people then, as they look for meaning in their life, they look for stability, and they're looking to their workplace to be a place where it's stable, where they get some certainty. But it's also a time when workplaces are changing and needing to change. So the tension and the balance that's required between that is quite delicate. And we're at a time where well-being and anxiety's high, well-being's low, we're coming out of a pandemic. So it's a really delicate road to trod. But I think that there's a whole sense of looking for certainty. Well, Archbishop Mark will guess in one minute, one nanosecond, that of course I'm going to say Our Ladies College Annerley. That's where I went to school. And my sister went to school there as well. And Our Ladies was a very good school for me to go to, and the Sisters of St Joseph were there and guided us very well. If you meet girls from Our Ladies, and we were only a small school, but I seem to meet girls from Our Ladies everywhere, even at the pyramids in Egypt, which was bizarre. But what the Sisters of St Joseph instilled in us is you can do anything you want if you and not in an arrogant way, you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it and you work hard and you persist. So that persistence was really important. So for the girls' school, no-brainer, has to be my old school, Our Ladies. I owe Our Ladies a great debt of gratitude. Now, the boys' school is a lot harder because we don't have any boys-only schools in BCE, but I've got a bias for boys' schools as well. So we have a close family connection to St Lawrence's College. My dad and his two brothers went to St Lawrence's. My brother went to St Lawrence's. My cousins went to St Lawrence's. Mum was on tuck shop with Vonnie Corley, and Mum was going to Vonnie Corley's 80th birthday, and Vonnie and Mum have both died, sadly. And Mum said, while I'm getting ready, can you just find a photo of Vonnie and I at tuck shop at St Lawrence's? And I said, yeah, sure. She said, have you found that photo? I said, Mum, they've all got tallies in them, tall bottles of beer. Did you have a beer when you went to tuck shop? I said, you can't do that these days, Mum. So every tuck shop, her and Vonnie would share a tallie. Good grief. I know. What hope did I have? So Dad, he played rugby league actually when he was at St Lawrence's. His family were quite poor and they lived at West End, and they lived in a row like his Mum, his auntie lived next door and the grandmother lived on the other side. And Dad went to the butcher. And I'll tell a little story, Tom, while I'm at it. I love stories. Dad would go to the butcher to get the meat for his mum, and his dad had died. His dad died quite young of an appendicitis, which wouldn't happen these days. And the butcher said to Dad, how are you going, Neil? Are you playing how's your football going? He said, I can't play football at the moment because Mum can't afford the boots. So he couldn't play without boots. So away he went and came back to the butcher the next week and the butcher looked at him and said, Neil, hang on a minute. The butcher went out back and came out with a pair of football boots. And Dad was telling me this story when I was helping him do the eulogy for his brother Jack, to his older brother. And he said, I only played half a game, they love. I said, what was wrong with the boots? He said, no, I shared them with one of my mates. And he said, so we played half a game each. And I think that friend was Nev Cottrell. Nev Cottrell went on to play hooker for Australia as well, and Dad was the prop. And Dad and his brother Kevin and Nev were the front row for Queensland for many games. And so St Lawrence's has a really great a place in my heart because of the opportunities that the men in my family received from the education from the Christian Brothers. And I myself worked for the Christian Brothers for 6.5 years. And during that time, they gave me enormous opportunities and placed great faith and trust in me. And I remain grateful to them for the opportunities that they gave me, Tom. So that's my answer. Do what you love doing. If you don't love it, don't do it, because life is too short. So follow your dream and follow your passion. And take some chances as well. Like people say, oh, you've got to be safe, do all these things. Take some chances, but just do what you love doing, as Megan did. She wasn't going to do maths and science. She would have hated it and she would have been miserable for 2 years. I knew that. So I just unilaterally changed her subject choices. Wasn't that terrible? I was young and bold, wasn't I? And good question. Do what you love doing. Pursue your dream. First of all, they have to love it, they want to teach, and they have to actually like kids. I mean, that's the most important thing for a teacher. If you don't like kids, don't be a teacher. And I had a great passion for education and forming young people. They have to know the basics in their work, but being able to build good professional relationships and collegial relationships and appropriate relationships with their students is absolutely critical, because teaching is relational. You can go in and teach content, but kids won't get it unless they think you're in it for them. They have to know, like Joanne Blanchfield, that you're here because you want to be there and you want to do the right thing for them.